Hi, Ivan. Okay. So thank you so much for helping to resolve this. Um, at the end, just please share.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, let's see, because right now it's being broadcasted to your friends. And my can do so later on. Please share the video with me when you're done. So I've delayed you. I am the one who needs a lot of tech help.
Right.
I've delayed. Thank you for being with me and probably. I hope you're doing well.
Yes. Can you
Is
can you hear me clearly?
I could hear you. Yes, I could hear you.
Yes, yes.
It's
I'm
been
I'm doing
ages.
I'm doing well.
Yes,
It's been ages.
it's been ages. I think when was it? The TEDx Doom, right?
Yes,
At TEDx Doom, maybe that was what
yes.
2016.
That's when we last there. Yeah.
Was the last time I saw you in person. But
Yes,
we've
yes. It's been all
been doing this
texting and
technical
yeah.
like since. But thank you so much for agreeing to do this with me, and thank you once again.
It's a
You're the
pleasure.
one to have resolved it.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned to you that late last year. It's weird for me to say last year because like the year literally just started. Like last year,
Yes, yes.
I released my it's called my Dead, and I have a complimentary
Yeah.
podcast called Ability Talk, which
Yeah.
basically is to highlight the abilities in disability. And for this month,
Great initiative.
you celebrated your birthday, I think, December 28th,
25th.
right? 25th.
Yes.
So you're one of the people that people really don't care about because
Yes.
you're right there with Christ. And it's like, oh, happy Merry
Yes.
Christmas. And then
Happy birthday, Merry
sit
Christmas.
in there like, it's my
On our
birthday.
birthdays, everybody party.
Yeah.
So we don't have to do any party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am the second. January 2nd. So like my whole life it's been like Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday. And this year I remember one of my family members wished me Merry Christmas and it was like Happy Birthday in advance. I was like, well, it's not yet my birthday. So for my birthday, long story short, for my birthday and to celebrate this birthday month, I am encouraging people to give a gift of investing in GEIG by purchasing a copy of the book. So this month, anyone who I have to send you a copy, but before I send you a copy, I have to make sure that like we put it in audio, or I could get you a Braille version. You have to school me on how to do that.
If I get a soft copy, I'll be good.
Okay.
Otherwise, I would have to scan the whole book with a system, and then it will convert it to audio.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of apps that's like when you put the app on the book, like
Yeah.
it will transcribe it, or not transcribe it, will like read it
So
to
we'll capture it and then
and become an
yeah.
So it's amazing, and this journey is always a learning experience for me. And right now I just learned something. Like I just learned something. I guess in the next iteration or in the next like version of the book, perhaps we need to make it accessible, because I'm trying to make it as accessible and readable for everyone. You can help me with that.
Yeah.
But right now we have 3 people joining us. Welcome. I wish I could see it because it's not me, but I will start right away. In my little test, I was narrating how we met and talking about, kind of talking you up, saying that we met in Kumasi back when I lived in Kumasi. Like when I returned, as I like to call us returnees, when I returned to Ghana after 21, 22 years of being in the US, you are a journalist who still consistently supports GIG and me. We met when I spoke at the TEDx Aduma. Is that where we met? Or had we interacted for them?
Yeah.
Okay. So we met, and I was saying, like, when I first met you, like, if I think we spoke about it later that you were visually impaired. It didn't click to me. It didn't that you were visually impaired.
Yeah,
But
that takes of doing
please
that.
share. It's not really. It's one of these. I guess it's a visible but invisible disability or limitation or difference. Can you please share your tell us about yourself? Who are you? Where did you go to school? Were you born visually impaired? What has been? Tell us about yourself, because I think we just always go straight to work, and I don't know you personally. So please tell us about yourself.
All right. So if my voice is loud and clear, and may I ask one question, please?
Yes, go ahead.
So because it's on mine, right? Or it's my technical guy was helping me, so I joined. You've joined on mine, right?
Yes, I have joined,
okay.
and now.
So how do we share to your?
How do we
share to your friends?
I just shared on my personal Facebook that
Great.
people that. So if any of my friends are watching this right now, please join us, and whoever is tuned in right now, please share on your platform so others can join and listen in.
Oh, that's fine. And so my name is Ivan Koshiki Fumador. I have a convoluted name. Part of my name comes from somewhere else, and part of my name comes from Ghana, because I have a quite mixed ancestry. A few Ghanaians in the British record. So I was born, and forgive me if you hear a certain calling of a name in the back. I'm in a school setting, and
no problem. Just please keep.
They are calling every kid to come downstairs. Yes.
Okay.
So I was born in Kumasi, and I started school at KNUST Basic School.
KNUST Basic.
Yeah.
Okay.
And while I was in KG1, the teachers said I wasn't writing.
You weren't?
I wasn't writing. They didn't understand why I wouldn't write. Ivan would just stop writing. Yes. But I think that even at that young age, because I used to consider a lot of things around that time, I was wondering what people, you would think everybody sees like you see because you're a kid and you know nothing else than what you see. So I remember when I ever went closer to the board, I could see that there were some writings on it. I don't know where they were, because I clearly remember some shapes and stuff like that when I went to the board. But whenever I went to my seat, all those things vanished, and I never knew it was a problem. I thought that was how everybody saw. So the teachers had not identified it. I did not know it was a problem myself. I was just a happy kid going around my kid.
That's very profound. You think that people see how it
exactly.
Imagine everybody put themselves in other people's shoes, right? You would probably think that the world functions the way that they do, and that's very profound. Please continue.
So in KG1, they decided to repeat me in that class.
Okay.
And then they wanted to repeat me again, and my dad said no. So he moved me to another school called Our Lady of Apostles. And there the teacher realized there was a problem, which went beyond my reluctance to write, if there was it. Yes, and my mother had also seen that when my toys or something fell on the floor, I would struggle to find it. It's somewhere there, but I'm rather going around it or going the wrong direction. So that was where the alarm bells had really rang in their ears, and they sent me to the hospital.
Okay.
So at the hospital, a doctor did a lot of tests in my eye and found out that inside my retina they could see pigment. Yeah. So they had to do a few genetic stuff here, and then they realized it was a rare genetic degenerating condition of the retina called retinitis pigmentosa. Quite a big, but normally they call it RP. That's what we're trying to do.
So what does that mean?
So RP is like retina pigment. So there are pigments all over the retina. So it disrupts the ability of the retina. The retina is the one that catches the light and creates the image for you. So it disrupts the ability of the retina to catch light. And it also degenerates the macula, the part of the eye that forms the shapes, the hard part of shapes to be solid in front of you. Yeah. So at that point, they had told my parents to send me to blind school because they had envisaged that the little vision that I had by 12 years, 13 years, I should be totally blind.
So from KG1, if I could like understand a little bit better, KG, you are what, like 5, and you're able to see like things nearsighted. When you went close to the board, you were able to see, but progressively, the doctors were diagnosing that you will lose your vision. So your parents should just send you to a blind school. Okay. All right. So I'm back on camera now. Kwame Minka, thank you for listening, and now hopefully you're watching us. So Ivan, let's pick up from where all the glitches started. You were at a blind school. Tell us about that experience.
Kwame Minka was my boss.
Okay.
You shouldn't give me pressure from where he is, please. Okay, so we start off from the blind school, right?
Yes.
Okay. So my dad dreaded the idea of sending me to a blind school. So he insisted that with every little residual vision that I had left, he was going to ensure I still go to normal school.
Okay.
So from KG2 to grade 1 onwards, it's been changing of all kinds of lenses, from bottle lenses to spiral lenses to cylindrical lenses to all kinds of lenses you could ever think about. Big, thick, and I would sometimes come all the way to the front, just about the length of a short ruler from the blackboard, just to sit there and then to try to find out whether I could see what was on the board. So I was even a distraction to the teachers. You have to walk around me to write on the other side and walk around me because you can't walk straight. I've occupied the front. It wasn't easy because since I was a kid, as for the night vision, it's been off. So one of the things I feared most was being outside on my own by 4 p.m., 5 p.m. I start getting jittery because I need to get home. Because the dark part of my life was coming. I was going blind. And if it's dark, even if I pointed my finger to my eyes, I wouldn't even see the finger. Just pitch dark. That's how it's been with me all my life, especially in the evening. So I taste the very dark part of being blind. And then the sunlight is up. The sunlight and then the skylight is very powerful. Until you have a sight condition, you will never perceive it that way. Then it opens up a little bit. So the daytime, I could do a bit of movement, until very late. I think after the last trip I had working on my own was somewhere in university, and I had to do a U-turn and then accept. Because I was using all kinds of strategies. So sometimes if we're going somewhere, then I could get the figure of a person in front of me. Then I would map myself with the person. So you think I'm working on my own, but I'm actually mapping myself with the person. But remember, gutters cannot be mapped against. So I had quite a lot of accidents. There was a point I had to cross a major road and I was using my ear. There was not knowing when I realized that there was no car coming from the other side. There was a car too that was ready to quickly move in because he had also realized there was nobody coming from the other side, and then we collided. And most of the things that happened to me, I used to hide it. I didn't want my parents to worry too much. But this time, immediately I got home and they saw my face, they rushed me straight to the hospital.
So I just had to project and ask a quick question.
Yeah.
That when you were able to see the shadows of the people walking in front of you, right? But the people necessarily going where the direction that you were going. So if you're following,
you could perceive where you were going, and you realize that this one was working in that direction. So there were times when, there were times where there were some places I would never pass that place. So I would find an excuse always when my mates were going to use a certain place. I would always find an excuse because I would have to go all the way around so that I could avoid a certain gutter, or I could avoid a certain bend which has scared me before, or I could avoid a certain staircase which really disturbed me. So I had to choose my path very well, and I had to know my environment very well. I didn't have to lose my bearings, or else I would be in trouble. And unfortunately too, I didn't like asking for help. I learned doing that quite late. That look, you better ask for help when you need help. Otherwise, you would end up always getting hurt. So, in terms of my vision for learning, by JHS, a lot of my vision for reading had gone really down. When I was writing my BC, I had to ask them to let me sit by the window because the window could provide a little light that could open a bit of my eye to look in my book. But I was told, we work with index numbers. We won't let you sit there. It really affected me. But even through all, I was able to get a good grade. I got a grade 10 and I entered the senior high school. When I was entering the senior high school, somebody also gave a wrong advice to my parents. Oh, because he can't see, let's let him do something with his hands. And I see that a lot. There are so many people who are visually impaired who have been sent to learn craft, but that might not be their passion. So, let him do visual arts. It was as if they didn't see the visual in the visual arts. That visual is vision. So they sent me in there, and boy, I struggled because I had to be doing something like graphic design, sculpture, which was very intricate design. I had to use a very bright fluorescent bulb over my book. I had to be as close to it as possible. Like, you couldn't even put a pen between my face and the sheet. And by the time I was in the senior high school, I couldn't see anything on the board. I didn't know how my teachers looked like. So I was just hooked up at the window where I could get so much light. I remember sometimes the teachers would be wondering, one teacher was wondering, was I concentrating? And he asked me what he was saying the previous minute. And I told her everything and she was shocked because she realized I wasn't looking in her direction on the board. And I also did not realize it was unconscious because I couldn't see anything there. And one of the strategies I used to answer questions in class. So I lift up my hand and then look out the window. So when the teacher points that, yes, you, then somebody will push me. He's asking you a question. Then I said, oh, then I pretend, I was absent-minded. That was why I didn't see myself being pointed at, and I answered. So lots of very interesting strategies. I wanted to be a bit active, and this was one of that adventurous thing that I did. I realized that every other activity was indoors. The only outdoor activities was sports, which I couldn't join, and cadet, which was outside. And very funny enough, I enrolled in the cadet. And in the cadet too, it had to be a lot of skills. I would never be in the front or the back rank. I would be in the middle rank. In the middle rank, you always have 4 markers, one to the front, one to the right, one to the left, one to the back. And if there was any drills that was being taught and then the instructor was far away and I couldn't see, I would use the one next to me to learn the drill. So I learned weapon drills and everything without the instructors even knowing that there was a guy in there who couldn't even see them. At a point, I was being trained to be an officer and I had to command a whole squad from a very long distance. I couldn't see them and we command on foot. Can you imagine? So I had to use 2 fingers of mine to represent a left foot and a right foot. So I was drilling my fingers, not them. Those are some of the funny tricks that I used. So, cut a long story short, I was able to sail through senior high school and entered university. And university, teaching on the board, everything on the board was out. I had to depend on using large font sizes and a very bright light. So I used to go to class with a very bright torchlight. So I put it on, and then it will be on my book. I'll write very close. I write very big. I started writing in between lines. So I had to go and choose the books that I would use. All the lines had to be very deep. Otherwise, I would write all over them and all of that. So that's how I was doing my notes. I went through banking and finance. I did finance at the university. And then I came out with a very strong first class. So because I knew everybody didn't have a side challenge like mine, I knew I had to start studying early and I needed to get everything right. So I would go to the library. I was present in the library at any of the chairs in the library. If you see a chair, there's no chair that was more present in the library than myself. So I remember there was a point where the librarian, they would forget I'm even there. They would lock the place and go for lunch and come back. And in the evening when I'm coming back and I'm going out, they'll say, "Oh, so you've always been here?" That was how hard I had to, study to catch up and to meet my educational goals. And by God's grace and a lot of encouragement, encouraging myself. And in this situation, you have to encourage yourself. Nobody else is going to encourage you more than you. I had to keep a bright lamp inside the library. I had to study in a certain way because as for my left eye, I wasn't reading anything. It was just a little part of my right eye. So I had to tilt my head in a certain way to get an angle to get a window into the book. And the bright light also hanging just over my head. And sometimes I had to even use a different desk as a window. So it wasn't an easy journey. But my university also did well. They were able to print my examinations in very bold, big font sizes. So every time you saw the papers coming, there was one in a fat brown envelope lying on top. You say that, yeah, that's my paper. When I was going to the university, I wanted to change courses and do something in the arts because I just couldn't continue visual arts. All the public universities failed me, so I had to go to a private university, and they were so accommodating. So I went to Christian Service University College. We were then affiliated to University of Ghana, and it was a tough school because you could easily fail. We had very tough lecturers, and they really sent us through the grill. After school, one of my biggest challenges hit me in the face. Oh, I'm done with first class. For the first time, I'm going to do national service. I tried so many internships. They were not so comfortable picking somebody who was visually impaired. I knew national service could do something. So they made us fill the portion where you feel that you are challenged so that they wouldn't place you elsewhere. I live in Kumasi. My posting was in Asante Achem North. Now I had to go to the national service office and go and follow queues and be going up and down for reposting. Fortunately, I got reposted to a JHS which was close by. And I went to the school, explained things to the headmaster, told him, I couldn't see, but I had to find my own means. So I was going to print my own notes with my own money for the class. We would go through it. I was going to teach ICT. And fortunately, I had learned a certain computer system called NVDA, which could read everything on my PC to me with a lot of short keys. So a lot of short keys are second nature to me. We don't use the mouse because you would have to be looking at the little pointer. I can't find it on the screen. So I just stare blankly at the monitor, but everything going on is through my ears. So if I press H, I know where it's sending me. If I press I know where it's sending me. If I press J, like those keys, you have to know them off head. Apart from that too, I had to learn how to type at supersonic speed because that was the only way I was going to also write. So I told him everything, how I was going to do my thing. So I was going to be back the next day to start teaching. I got a shock of my life. I got to the school in the morning and this gentleman just backed at me as if I had come to commit a crime in the school. I don't know what happened to him, what he thought about my issue over the night. His issue was, why should anybody in this world send a blind person to come and teach in his school? How will he mark his papers? How will he write on the board? How will he teach? I had explained all my strategies to him the next day, but he chose to have thrown everything outside the window. Sacked me out of his school as if I was a common criminal. I just didn't know why. when I was moving out, other people were asking, what has he done? Who is he? Where has he come from? Because I was quite new. So they were wondering whether somebody came to misbehave in the school and he was being sacked from the school. It was quite a difficult day for me, but I kind of took courage just there and then, and I got my backpack and left. Unfortunately for that man, I had written a whole strategy of how I was going to make the school great, like a lot of strategies of how the school, new things that the school could introduce, and it was all on my laptop in my bag. So I took my laptop and left, because everywhere I go, I try to make an impact before I leave. So I went to the office and they asked me, oh, well, there's nothing we can do about it. So you, just a municipal office, we do monitoring, but there's not so much to do. So you don't worry. Just come around anytime. We'll just sign your allowance money for you to take. And I was very disturbed, because how was I just going to be in the house doing nothing with all the productivity and zeal and activity that I had in me to make an impact? So then there was an uncle who was working with Ultimate FM. He was preaching there. His friend was the general manager, Mr. Kofi Owusu. I think he's now with GNA. So Kofi Owusu, he spoke to Kofi Owusu, and then Kofi Owusu said I could come in and see him. And that was the first hope of my journey into career or doing something related to work. This was the first time I was finding somebody asking me, what could you do? Not what can you see? It struck me. So I told him, well, I've been with radio all my life. The radio has been my best friend. So some of the things that people would even not like listening to, like talk shows, talking points, agenda, business today, those kind of things. Oh, no, those were the things I loved. Current affairs. In fact, when I was in a senior high school, university, I used to do my washing with Newsfile on Saturdays at 9. That was my washing companion. I washed my uniforms and my everything with Newsfile. So I knew stuff. I knew current affairs. I knew even though I wasn't in the newsroom, I had an inkling of how news is written, how reports are done, how features are done, how documentaries are done. And my first assignment was to do a production for a laptop distribution program that government had started. It was with this RLG laptop. So I went home and I didn't have internet. The modem I was using, Expresso, had now started facing problems. I went to my uncle, got a modem, did a solid production. I didn't even know it was called production. So I did a good title. I wrote a script. I put questions that could be asked under it. I put facts and figures from different sites, the list that they had quoted, the duplications they had found, everything. So immediately I got to the office in the morning. The Kofi also had finished the intro on the morning show. They were doing sports, so he had come down. And he asked me, first question at the door, where is my work? So I handed him a pen drive. So after a while, he walked out of the office. And that is, I think that when they say first impressions are very important, that was the most real representation of it to me. He came out and he was, yes, this is what I'm looking for. Yes, this is what I'm looking for. I didn't even know what he was talking about. The next time I heard the script, it was on air being read, discussions being done, and the same questions being thrown at resource persons here and there. So I felt, well, I've done something that I think that they like. So he introduced me to the newsroom. And that was where my job in the media actually started. So it was from one challenge to the other. When I got in, I had to now do news desk stories. So that means I had to do interviews, but not going out, but using the recording studio. So I had to call this minister over this issue, interview the person. How to control the knobs on the console in the recording studio was a problem. But for persons with disability, one of the things we know best is adaptation.
Of course.
So I have to go and sit by the machine, count the number of steps I have to move, the number of knobs I had to move, which one controlled the microphone, which one controlled the sound of the recording system, which one controlled what. So I got used to it. Initially, I would let somebody go make the call and put the person through for me. Then I put on the headphones and do the interviews, cut them, and then bring them in to work on the recording system, on the editing system. But later, I found out I was doing it myself. The next other challenge was how to do voice editing, because this was a software that was not known to the accessibility well. But fortunately for me, I tinkered with it so much that by the time I realized, you see, I'll make a certain mistake and then it will work something out for me. Then I had to piggy bank in my mind. What did I press to get this? What keys did I combine to get this effect? And by the time I realized, I've been able to master so many keys on the audio editing software that, goodness, I could edit a whole feature with background sounds, with different layers of effects and all of that. And it's something that you Google anywhere, you won't find, because people haven't really worked on it. And it's something that I'm really willing to work on, because there are so many persons with disability with visual impairment who want to be journalists, but the technical side becomes the issue. You can't always be going out, doing an interview and coming back and telling somebody, oh, can you come and edit for me? Where is your independence? It becomes difficult. You see?
Yeah.
My next hurdle then was how to now move out of the newsroom to go on the ground and now doing the stories that I want. How to write my own features, move out to communities, move out to hinterlands, go out to the rural areas. Sometimes it's a forestry story, you have to go in there sometimes. So what I now did was that I could write, I could edit. Radio wasn't the problem for me again, because I could sit and produce a whole bulletin. Now I had to depend on interns that came in. So if you were an intern and you came in, so cool, you are going to learn from me, I'm going to teach you, but you would also help me as we go out. So I'm sure that anytime Liz saw me, I was with an intern. I was with someone. And I could work with the person, so like we could work fine. I developed a lot of sound cues to the person. So there are points he will tell me, oh, we are approaching the door. Step up, step down. We are going down the stairs. Step behind me. Those kind of things. So you might never notice. And if the person had a backpack, that was easy. I'll just hook a side of the backpack and as if we are conversing and moving along. But it was actually guiding me. So there's been so many people I've interviewed that never knew I was visually impaired. I think I mentioned it once on air about something that my boss asked me, and that was when some people started calling him and asking him, really? is he really saying what is about him, or is describing something else? Yes. So in all, it's been amazing. I thank grace from God. I thank people who I've worked with, and I've worked with very very courageous editors who would brave me into some areas that would be very interesting. Like my boss, who unfortunately passed on last year in December, in January 2nd, Julius Caesar Anadem, so rest in peace. He would ask you, but why can't you do this? Is it rocket science? What do you need to go? Do you need a car? Do you need someone to work with? Then you push me in. One of the violent demonstrations that happened on KU, the Katanga, Konti demonstrations and all of that, it was very violent. I was the person in the office and my boss pushed me to go and do it. He asked me that same question. Why is it rocket science? Go with the camera guy. That day, we were running, jumping, things moving, because the whole campus had to be covered and we were just two on the ground. And I was with him too. So I was actually sweating through my shirt. I mean, we did all of that. But all that I was doing with the camera guy was cues. We are going to run. So we move. We are stopping. Then we stop. There's a gutter ahead. Hold on. When we get there, I'll point it to you. We'll get over it. To the point where when they were doing the distraction, they had to get in. I now had to trace my steps around the gutter to get behind the police. Otherwise, if they did anything, I was going to be hit. So, I mean, those are some of the different things that I've had to face with the industry. Sometimes you don't have a car, you have to move, you have to go commercial, you have to move with your interns, move up and down, and you have to get the story done. And I was very result oriented too. I had that mission to ensure that at least we get the real stories that people need to listen to out there, more than what the politicians were saying. My spirit was agenda was to flood the airwaves with so many irrelevant and important and impactful stories that it will stifle the voices of those who are who just want to capture the media just for political and other reasons. I'm not saying politics is bad, because I also did a lot of current affairs too. It formed a lot of my production. But I would love it when I go into an impact story about somebody with a disability. Some really some triplets born in some hamlet in a very far village somewhere that I got a hint of I would love to travel there and go and interview them, live out their experiences, write the stories from their own eyes, try to tell about their lived experiences. I try to follow the story of a person with disability who rides several kilometers to go and do street walking in another town. I mean, those are the stories that excited me. So you would find me doing most of those impact-driven stories and all of that. Those excited me. There were times where you do the running story. Something is happening politically. You have to go and speak to a member of parliament. You have to chase him down. You have to go to the party office. You have to attend this press conference. You have to do this, do that, all running around. You have to go to court, do court reporting, all of that. But the other side of doing impact stories and even telling stories about young people and how they were making impact, telling stories about GEIG and how you're making impact in the lives of the girls and all of that. I mean, those were amazing stories that I would always love to do. So as for myself and the NGO world, TSO world, we are very good friends. We've been very good buddies.
Yeah. Thank you. So I've really enjoyed listening to you and getting better. So one of the things that I just made note of, you said something like people with disabilities. One of the things that we know best is adaptation, and I was in college. I was provided with all the accommodations, but like I would cite myself, I didn't want anyone to see my limitation, right? So I would be that person that would be in the library from the second that the assignment and the topic was given out, doing all the work just so I could finish on time and not have someone say, oh, because she has a brain injury or whatever it is. So like you, I would start studying early, and if anyone, the people who have been able to tune in and listen to us, one of the I would want to take away is that people with disabilities are not limited, that we could adapt and adopt and just work and thrive in different spaces. As you heard, Ivan's dad didn't want him to go to a special school, but somehow he pushed through and persevered and was able to go as this is my daughter yet again, Renee. I'm working.
allow her. We understand.
Doing these things, they want to be a part of it, but anyway, just distracted me from the point I was trying to make. You figure out ways, like with the knobs in the studio, you figure out ways, whether it's like to sensory, to figure out if this thing to turn it this way, and you've adapted. I wish more and more people would see the ways in which we're malleable and we're able to just create space and thrive in this very limited world that is not always accommodating for us. So that's my takeaway from it. Now, last conference or workshop where we heard that GES now has accommodations for different learners, and I applaud it. I really appreciate it, and I wish more and more it was accessible to more and more people with disabilities. I don't know if you have any comments or remarks on that. Like,
I think that because I enjoyed the world of the STEAM in education, right? I feel like I'm even excited that they are even doing accessible mathematics, because we do lots of mathematics even as persons with visually impaired, persons with physical challenges. If you don't calculate some things, you would trip off a stair off a staircase. If you don't calculate some things, I mean, you will get yourself into accidents. Calculations is so much part of us. We have a brain that really calculates. So I was wondering how we couldn't do all of those things. If it's adaptation and a few support, and you see, disability is not just the signs of it. There's a social construct of disability, and the social construct is that it is society that creates the impediment, and the impediments are now turned termed disability. So if I am unable to use my limbs to walk, and then I have to go upstairs, and then you created a staircase which is steep. I'm unable to go up there because you created a staircase that is steep and you put your office up there, so I couldn't get there. So you have created my disability.
Yes.
In the same vein, if somebody just did a ramp and I got in there and I did a turn with my wheelchair and climbed up straight and went to the office, you can't turn that as an inability on my part, because I have been abled. So it's a society that's disabled.
Disabled, yes.
Yes, the social construct of it is very real. For instance, this teacher that I was going to teach, this head teacher who said he would not allow me to teach because he doesn't imagine somebody. Yes. Imagine now, apart from the media, I also teach. I teach now, and I'm also a head of academics for a school.
Wow, congratulations.
So I've actually taught about 3 classes today. Yesterday I did 4.
Congratulations.
Yes. So you see that I could have taught. So the notion of disability that was created in everybody's mind was created by the wrong concepts of thinking of the headmaster then. So it's a social construct. So if they are able to look at things and realize where society has placed in the impediment and undo those impediments, and then reach out to what technology is presenting now and see how technology can enhance the undoing of those impediments. Well enough. No, when I was going to do my master's, I decided not to write anything about it in my application. So after applying, then I walked to the dean's office and told him, look, I am visually impaired. I can't write. Oh, then we've never had somebody like that in our school. So how do we handle it? I told you, no, the only thing you have to handle about me is this pen drive I'm giving you. It had a software on it called NVDA. When it's time for examination, just put your questions on a computer. I can choose to even write from the school e-library. Slot in the soft copy and slot in the software. It will turn on and start reading everything that you have written to me and read everything that I am typing back to me. So I'll do the same Word document for you. After that, print and add it to it. I'm part of the class.
Yeah.
So he looked at it and was like, that's all. I said, yeah, that's all. What else? What else do you want to do? That's like, it.
We limit ourselves. I'm sure couldn't probably think of how they can do a visually and
I didn't need much because most of the slides are now in soft copy. So if you're doing slides on the board, then you can share with me your slides, which most of the lecturers will do in anyway, especially at the master's level. You will have it. You'll do your slides. I can go I can Google some of the books out. I get them in soft copy. I can get some of my research done on air. I'm part of the class. It's examination. I come and challenge whatever you've been asked me to, whatever you asked me to provide. I provided it for you. So that's it. Yeah. And interestingly, I was so not visible, like in everybody's faces that I was reading it. I didn't even realize it. And at the end of the graduation, when I was going for my certificate and they mentioned my name, I worked with one student. That was when they were asking why is he working with another student and those things. And some got to find out, he was visually. Even that one, I was trying to be crafty around it. So you see, somebody was asking, so why didn't they give him an award for being visually impaired? They didn't recognize him. They were rather awarding foreign students who came and stayed. All of that. Oh no. My boss nearly wrote an article that the visually impaired that DIJ was blinded to see at the masters. I said, no, you didn't write it. It was an interesting one.
I'm sure you don't need an award. You're just doing what.
Yes. So so that's it. So when I was getting a first class, I didn't need to be awarded a first class because I was visually impaired. It was because I justified it.
Intelligence, yeah.
Yeah.
But all too often, like, I think you hit it on the head. It's a social construct, and people are like, when they are not used to, when they confront something that they're not used to, it becomes such an like, oh my god, because Like, let me for an example, she doesn't use of one hand, right? How is it that how can she be a parent? How can she be a professional? How can she do all the things that normal quote unquote people do? But I think it's hard to remove those limitations from our minds because the abilities and disability, and that's the tagline for.
Yeah.
You have to start seeing
I hope I'm still in camera.
Yes, you are.
I'm okay. Okay, that's it.
Yeah. And I really enjoyed the conversation. I just want to plug the book for 1 second. I'll be bringing you your copy of. I think.
Yeah, I can't wait to read it.
And I've
Can't
attempted.
wait to read it.
You're like, oh no, 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 but I will come to Kumasi at some point in the near future, and I'll be a signed copy of My Life After Death, and then you could teach how to turn an audiobook, like show me, obviously from I'm not the. You could sit down with me, show me how to turn it into. Learned a lot from when I grew up. I think we're probably around the same age, but when I grow up, I want to be defying like odds and defying what people think we are capable of so much. I've enjoyed quite a lot. Yeah. I don't know if you have parting words, anything that you want to share.
Oh, I think that it's not too easy having a physical challenge or being a person with disability, visually impaired, and the rest, and still pushing on. I think that we need a lot of support. So if you're looking at even big primary schools, how many primary schools are for persons with visual impairment in this country? At first, it was only a Kopong, and then in the eastern region, and then Wa in the upper west region. I've seen a few other schools for the deaf. Schools for the deaf, we have at least one in all the 10 former regions. Now we have 16. Okay. They have to make accommodations for some of the visually impaired, but a lot of them still have to travel to either Kopong in the eastern region or Wa. I've done very sad stories where I've seen the way they come together in Kumasi, and sometimes they have to be crammed up in a smaller bus that they went to hire, and the whole bus is full, it's packed, and one lady would have to send them to the place, and they are paying. Meanwhile, we have a lot of senior high schools with buses sitting idle. We have the police with buses, we have the military with buses. I mean, if somebody said all visually impaired students who are gathering in Kumasi and going to Ekropon in the eastern region, we are providing 3 buses for you so that you can sit in dignity and not be in this very risky situation. And then if anything happens when they are driving in that small bus and there's an accident, you see, we need a lot of help in that direction. I've seen cases of visually impaired children. They turn visually impaired at a very young age, and their parents are just in tears, just weeping, not knowing how to brace themselves to send their children either to Mampong for the school for the deaf, where they now have an integrated system, or send them off to Wa or Eastern region. Children as little as 5, 6, 7. And you know how mothers are attached, even fathers, parents are attached to their children. To let them go at that tender age, knowing that they have a certain challenge that they wish they will be there for them.
Probably their biggest.
If you could have as many schools for the visually impaired, it could be the usual schools. Just make it inclusive. Provide the resource first to take them through the Braille and all of that. As they grow a little bit, they might even wean themselves from Braille and start using the computer. And they will integrate very well after work. They are not going to work with Braille. They are working with computers.
Interestingly, we have that in common also. When I used to teach, I found it odd because I wasn't used to it yet, but I learned from it. I was a co-teacher for 2 classes, and then a lot of times I was the lead teacher. There would be someone else in the background, like supporting a student. And I think that really is the model idea for me. Yeah. If you want education to be accessible to everybody, right?
Yeah.
To make it.
In the school I teach now.
Yeah.
It's called Abofra World School.
Okay.
There's also inclusive school. We have a lot of children with special needs, and there is always a teacher with them. And some of them have turned out growing so beautifully, working in the inclusive system. One of them, who is a very good friend of mine in grade 2, he came in walking like a king. I don't know who taught him how to walk. And if you tell him something, he would listen. The next time, if he if he doesn't agree, he's very huge, so he will lie on the floor. You can't pick him up. Very strong. It was very difficult to manage. And these days, because he's been in the system for just a term, and he had what we call the chaperone or the helping teacher with him. He's now speaking very good expressions one after the other. He's very comported. He doesn't step out of class anyhow. He doesn't want to eat at any time he wants. He's just following the rules of the school, and he's become such a nice gentleman.
Yeah.
And we have so many examples like that, who have gone even to grade 5, and some of them are topping their classes in subjects like mathematics, and brilliant mathematicians. And they are either on the autistic syndrome spectrum and all of that, and they are doing so well.
Yeah,
they are doing so well. So the inclusive system can be done. It just needs resourcing, not only from the public schools, but the private schools who have also shown willingness to help these children, because we are doing magic as well. And we thank God for wisdom and then that heart to want to do stuff like that. And I would always congratulate my boss, Mrs. Marian Baba Alaji. She's been amazing, and she's so passionate about persons with disability. In fact, the person whose role I took over was also visually impaired. So she does not mind at all making a visually impaired person ahead of her school's academics, and she put all the confidence in you to work. I worked with her in radio for a long time as a producer when she was in a lot of kids programs and all of that. So we need people like that who have confidence in persons with disability. Stop asking them what they can do. Start asking them what they can see. Stop asking them what they can see or how they can walk or whether they can climb up the stairs or something. Ask them what they can do. Look for the value in us.
Of course. So
Look
on that,
for the value in us. Yeah.
Let's wrap up. We had a couple of glitches, but let's see the value in us, because your value, here your journey, everything, very valuable. And I commend all the people who have walked with you, whether to the graduation stage or giving you a chance and pushing you along the way. And I applaud all the people who have equally done the same thing for me, who have seen me beyond my limitations. So I will text you, or I'll send you a voice note, and then we'll turn this book into an audio. Definitely. Thank you a lot.
Thank you very much.
I know. So thank you so much for the 12 years now, GIG support, and now I don't think we haven't done let me pull up the book again. We haven't done a write-up on the book yet, so I'll get that.
Yes, we get it there.
So we'll talk again very soon.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much.